go. We are live. That was easy. Wow. Didn't take me 2 hours this time. Good evening, Sharon. Good evening, Deb Bryan. How are you? How are you? Um, yeah, we'll just let a few more people get in here, let that notification get out, and we'll get started here. So, Squatchaholic. There is our infamous steel toe boot wearing moderator. Glad to have you here. All right. Typical watch. How are you, buddy? How are you all tonight? So, so this is one of my new T-shirts my wife got me. What is it? Beards, Bigfoot, and Beer. And on the bottom it says, "Always hairy, always thirsty." So, yeah, pretty cool shirt. I love it. My wife got me a bunch of them, bunch of new T-shirts. So my other ones were getting kind of ratty. So, well, how is everybody doing? I am just going to fix this real quick. Hold on 1 second, everybody. What did I want to make that? Sorry for my dog barking. Probably dinner time. So, Ken M, how you doing? How is everybody tonight? Um, if you all noticed the title, Beards and Dreamscapes. Well, I'll get to that in a moment. As for the podcast, I, I I don't know what's going on. I know Lewis had to go help his uncle, and last weekend and forgot his laptop. This weekend, I don't know. I've been texting him all day. I've tried Facebook Messenger and stuff like that, and I have yet to hear from him. So I don't know what's going on. How you doing, Barb? Good to see you here. So I figured I'd try and give this a shot one more time, and it worked out. It only took me 3 minutes to get this on instead of 2.5 hours like last time. Pretty cool. So I think I'm all set up here, and we'll be doing this more often for sure. So if anybody has any questions for me in my situation, please put them in all caps, and yeah, I'll try and answer them the best I can. You probably hear a lot of wind. It is very windy here right now. I apologize for that, but unfortunately, it is out of my control. So, let's get to the title And you hear my dog barking. It is dinner time, and he's very excited. So, um, let's get to the title. Diana King. Where's the rest of the crew? I couldn't tell you. I've been trying to get a hold of Lewis all day. Like I actually said just about a minute ago, last weekend he forgot his laptop and had to help his uncle, who spent an extensive amount of time in the hospital, so he forgot his laptop. This weekend, I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to get a hold of him all day and I've not been able to. But let me tell you, Diana King, number one ninja for sure. Number one ninja. So, if it was not for her donation, we would not be getting new buckets for all of them. And I'm going to be going to Walmart to get those tomorrow. And we're going to get those out to the area. We're going to get them put up. I'm going to decorate them with each of their names. And they will have lids on them. So, thank you, Diana. Thank you. And we're going to, I have a chair. I'm going to be taking a chair up there, and I'm going to be spending some more time up there. I'm going to be sitting down, relaxing, take some lunch, and yeah, go hang out with my buddies. So, on to the title, Beards and Dreamscapes. Well, a few weeks ago I had a session with Rachel from Into the Veil, just trying to get a better picture of what is going on in Big Feller's head, and found out his name's Cordon, but every time I look at his picture that I have, it just reminds me of Carl. He just looks like a Carl. So I think I'm going to start referring to him as Carl. And, we all figured out that he is the alpha. What he says goes. And, we move the buckets. And, you probably go back to that whole video of me titled Calling Out Big Feller. You know what I mean? He didn't like that. So, he did not like that one bit. And trying to cut him out of the whole picture made it even worse. But I had a session with Rachel. We learned his real name, Cordon, and Carl. And he basically stood there. I mean, you could see this picture up here, this yellow poster up here. Bigfoot standing there like this. That was the picture Rachel had. Him standing there saying, I'm going to make you work for it. And I'm going to do that work. But one thing he did bring up was the purple tiara I took out there for Mercy. Said, I'm not going to wear that. I don't like it. And I had to explain to him that, it wasn't intended for him. It was intended for Mercy. And he kind of just went, oh. Like he got it then. Oh, okay, so I didn't have to keep throwing it on the ground. It wasn't for me. So I do have something for him this week. I think might be down his alley, but you're all going to have to wait till tomorrow to see what I got. He then brought up the beard. And it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing and stuff. Me and Rachel discussed this for a little bit afterwards also. Beards. They don't wear clothes. They acknowledge themselves in status by their beards. Elders will have full beards like me. He knows I'm not his elder, but it was confusing him, which is why I now, out of respect and as a compromise, I will wear the mask to cover my beard. Um, so I think obviously we know their genetics and their DNA is similar but different. So as a Sasquatch grows up, they don't have any hair on their face. But as they get older and older and older, it will slowly come in more and more. And that is, you know, how they recognize their elders from one another and stuff and all their status. How you doing, Max? Glad to see you here, buddy. Um, so like I said, as a compromise, I wear the thing over my chin and beard as respect because, well, I did screw up royally, and um, you know, I think he took that as an excellent compromise. Um, so that's the beard parts. Now here's the dreamscapes. I took to this that morning. All of this happened. I had an odd dream that felt weirdly natural and normal one night. So I'm going to describe this dream to you all, and you can take from it what you will. So, very clear, very vivid. I walked in the door from work, normal. We have this little entryway, and I got to the doorway of the entryway, and my mother-in-law is sitting on the couch watching TV as normal, and I see this 2 foot tall little hairy thing running around playing with the dogs. Like they've done it before. Chasing each other around and just playing and stuff. And I looked at my mother-in-law looked at me. She saw me come in and I said, "Oh, are we babysitting again?" At that time, this little 2 foot tall fuzzy thing turned, looked at me, ran to me, and jumped in my arms. And I was holding it like you do a 2-year-old child, you know what I mean? And it's looking at me, and I could see his face very clear, very clear. Just big black eyes, tan little skin, flat little mouth. It was a baby Sasquatch. So my mother-in-law replied, "Yep." Like it was totally normal. "Yeah, we're babysitting again." Alright, no problem. So I think everything after that kind of got a little fuzzy. I think I had come out here and sat down like I always do and stuff like that. And I didn't hear any thump, 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 thump. I didn't hear any dogs barking and stuff, so I'd gone in to see what was going on. Well, I didn't see the little baby Sasquatch in the living room playing with the dog, so I walked into the bedroom. I got to the doorway of the bedroom, and there's my wife laying on her back with this little fuzzy thing on her, like a baby would be laying on someone's stomach. His face was not towards me. All I saw was the back of its head. My wife turned to me and just went, telling me to be quiet, the baby's sleeping. And the whole thing felt so natural and so normal. I just nodded my head okay and walked away. And I woke up. That was my dream. That was my dream. Diana, I flung up with such a big smile on my face, Diana. It was by far the best way I've ever woken up that fast, ever. It was incredible. Um, so I took to Rachel again and asked her, can they use dreams? Can they test us in dream state? And she's all absolutely, 100%. They use dream state a lot. Um, so was that one of my group telling me that there's going to be a baby on the way and I'm going to need to babysit? Was that one of my group just testing me to see how I react? I don't know. I don't know. So, no, Max, I don't even know what that is. So, Squatchaholic. That crossed my mind. Yeah, like I said, is that telling me something that there's going to be a baby on the way? Is that Was it just a test to see how I would react to something like that? But the whole thing felt so natural and so normal. It was insane. Like I said, oh, are we babysitting again? It turned around and jumped in my arms like it knew me. You know what I mean? The whole thing was just so normal to see it laying on my wife, sleeping. Her telling me to be quiet, which is totally natural. She'd done it before. Absolutely incredible dream. And, you know, it was insane. It was insane. Incredible. So, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Wade, how are you doing? Excuse me. So, I don't know. Take from it from what you will, but I don't, I'll tell you one thing about me is I probably do dream a lot every night, but I don't remember the dreams. There has been two dreams in the last 12 months that I remember, and they both involve Sasquatch. So figure that one out. And I'm kind of seeing a pattern. Um, well, there was another odd thing too that happened. But these dreams seem to happen when we have the blinds cracked open at night. They don't seem to happen when they're pulled all the way down. I find that very interesting. Um, there was one night I just couldn't get comfortable, and I tossing and turning, and I finally fell asleep. Something woke me up. I didn't wake up suddenly, but something woke me up. I'm laying there, the TV is off, it's just absolutely quiet, and I hear this click right outside the window. And every time I heard that click, it was like a surge, like an electrical shock would hit me, and it would jolt me. It was the weirdest thing ever. So, interesting things, you know what I mean? I did learn very early in my adventures that, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard me say this, they are anywhere and everywhere they want to be. And I've also kind of came up with this phrase called energy tagging. Um, they can pick up on your energy. Everybody's energy is like a fingerprint. No two are the same. They pick up on your energy, and they know where you are. They absolutely know where you are, and they can go there. So the adventure gets deeper for sure. Um, who knows where it's going to lead? No, Max, I didn't notice any orbs. So, no, energy zapping. That's something different. I have experienced that, which was a little bit of memory loss to where I had to rewatch videos, find out what I did, where I put a 360 game cam, and I went back there. It's all on my channel. Um, I don't go back to that area anymore, but um, there's energy zapping and then there's energy tagging. Two completely different things, but they can do it. They can absolutely do it. They're incredible beings. So, well, the wind is just ripping through here right now. So I hope it's not too bad for all of you on the other end. So, um, yeah, that dream was absolutely incredible. I don't know what it meant. Um, I really don't know what it meant. I don't, you know, like you said, is Mercy expecting? I don't know. Was it just a test to see how I would react to something like that? I don't know. But it seemed totally freaking normal. It seemed totally natural, and it was just seemed like something we do all the time. It was awesome. It was awesome. I don't think I smiled that big in a very long time. Ear to ear. It was, I mean, it jumped in my arms and I could feel its weight. I mean, he was only 2 feet tall and he probably weighed 60 pounds. I could feel his weight. It was, I could feel the hair on my arms. I could feel its legs around my arm. And the way it looked at me, it was just like, it looked at me like he knew me and we have been there before. So it was so natural and so normal. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm just gonna roll with it and keep smiling. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was a premonition. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But who knows? Maybe someday I will be able to babysit a baby Sasquatch. So I don't know what to tell you. So, you know what, Wade? As for the toys, I have not put any toys out. Actually, I did try putting this little blue stuffy in the very, very, very beginning of discovering this group, and I've actually put it out at Fletch's, and it never went nowhere. Um, but that was before I got to know Fletch. So, you know, uh, Fletch is Fletch is just really a no frills Sasquatch. He just comes to the bucket. He gets his stuff. He takes it elsewhere and enjoys it. Um, he just a no frills. I mean, for those of you who've been with me since the beginning, I used to call him Devil Boy, and it did not fit. It didn't fit his attitude, and if we needed a new name, and Barb, boots on the ground with Barb, I get. She asked me one time, why you call him Devil Boy? And I call him Devil Boy because his very chiseled features, like a cartoon devil would be. And it doesn't match his attitude or his demeanor, and I just didn't think it was fitting. And I said, give him a new name. And she said, oh, I don't think it's really my place to do that. And I'm going, go for it. Absolutely. And she got back to me the next day with Fletch. So, That's where Fletch got his name from. Mercy, her name is, that is her name. I learned that from a session with Rachel, and I also learned Cordon's real name through a session with Rachel. So um, we're gonna call him Carl. He just looks like a Carl. So uh, yes, Diana. We've tried through Rachel to find out his name. Like I said, he's just a no frill Sasquatch. He just kind of, he is so laid back and just so kicked back. He just not interested in it. He just wants his treats and goes off to his little spot and enjoys it. You know what I mean? He just, you know, not at all what you would expect a Sasquatch to be. That is for sure. Especially if you look at him, he is very intimidating looking. He's built by like an NBA basketball player. He's not big and bulky. He's very muscular. He's slender. He's very athletic looking. Um, Not at all what you expect. Very intimidating looking. So this is what really got. Don't judge a book by its cover. Absolutely, don't ever judge a book by its cover. Get to know them, and over this course of, I don't even, what, a year now going out there since I discovered them, I've learned some of their personalities, and it's incredible. It absolutely incredible. Um, Diana, I think they kind of, I don't know how Rachel puts this, but it's all about the like the pronunciation or something like that. Um, but yeah, I think he's going to be fine with Carl. I definitely think it's going to be fine with Carl. Um, so Sharon, yes, uh, yes. Thank you to Diana King. I will be getting 3 new buckets with lids on them, and I will be replacing those 2 buckets next Monday, and we're going to put their names on each one. So, and they will all have their own bucket with their names on it, a lid. It won't. I'm gonna make it so it doesn't click closed. Um, so all they get to do is just lift it up, and it'll be clear, so they'll know what's in it, and it'll have a lid so the birds and the critters can't get in, but it won't latch solid. I'm gonna make sure of that because I don't know. I think they seem to have something with lids, so I'm gonna try and make it easy on them. And once I get them all put in place and everything, I'll obviously show them. Okay, just go like this, and they open up, and you can get it. It's not a trap. It's just for the birds and the critters. You know. So, Hiker X, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, everybody's gonna get their own buckets. Everyone's gonna get their names on it. We'll decorate it all up and stuff like that. Um, and I can't wait. I can't wait. And then I got my chair. I'm going to be taking my chair up there, leaving it out there, and we'll see what they do with that. Hopefully they don't take it. Um, I'm thinking about getting a little cheap little combination bike lock and kind of locking it to a tree limb or something, or one of those logs, you know. So just in case we do get some human traffic through there, they don't get the wise idea of taking my chair. So yeah, be spending a lot more time out there. Um, I usually get up there about 8:30 in the morning, and I usually stay about till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. But now I'm going to be able to stay longer. I'm going to be taking lunch with me and stuff like that. Um, so I get up there and I just go walk around, go explore and stuff like that. I don't video any of it and stuff. I just don't think any of it's very exciting for any of you. So I just will video me going into the area and seeing what they find, what we find, and stuff like that. So every week is different, you know. But it was pretty cool when we found that bandana untied and on the ground. Other than a human, I don't think a squirrel could untie it. I don't think a raccoon could untie it or would want to. A deer, coyote. It was literally tied around that branch, very tight. It would have taken fingers to loosen it, and it was tossed 6 feet away from where it was tied. So, I don't know. I still have not found any of the sardine cans. But however, I did last time, if you saw, were paying attention, I did find those two areas. So if I'm looking at the buckets, directly across underneath the trees, there is that big matted down area where I found the fruit cup. I found the fruit cup, and I found a bag that had the hot tamale peeps in it, which is very interesting because that bag was chewed on. It had hot tamale peep remnants in it, and they wanted all of that flavor. It put the whole bag in its mouth and sucked on it, because when I picked it up, it was all stuck together. And you chew on a Ziploc, see what happens. The exact same thing would happen, and of course it was just pulled and ripped open, completely separated, and interesting. So I'm gonna go get. I have a little plastic egg from Easter that breaks open. I'm gonna put some hot tamales in there. See what happens with that. I'll set it up on the tree stump and stuff where I've been leaving their gifts, and we'll see what happens. I also have a anonymous donator for this week, and you will have to wait and see what they donated. They asked me not to share their name, and yeah, you'll see what they provided. Hiker X, yes, apparently they do love hot, spicy stuff. So, Wade, I don't know. They don't really make any glyphs or anything like that. If they do, they probably blend them in with a lot of stuff. And really is what it is, you know? So, yeah, hiker, sometimes it's nice to find a quiet spot and just sit without the camera for a bit. That's what I'm planning on doing, man. That is exactly what I'm planning on doing. But yeah, Squatchaholic, go ahead. Email me, I'll send you my address. You know? Um, I'm going to talk to somebody and see if I can't use their address or work address. And if anybody wants to go purchase stuff themselves and ship it to me, they'll be able to. I need to talk to that person first and see if it's okay with them. And yeah, we'll get that going. And of course, you know, if you didn't want to do that, you can always go to Buy Me a Coffee and donate that way. But everyone that's donated it's helped out greatly. It has helped out so great, and I appreciate every bit of it, every single bit of it. And the donations don't go to personal stuff. It is strictly for getting up there and getting the buckets refilled, and that's it. That's all it is. It doesn't. It's not to pay my bills. It's not to pay my rent or nothing. It is strictly for the group. That is absolutely all. So, just wanted to make that clear. Hey Christy, how are you? Glad you made it in. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Lewis. I don't know what's going on with the podcast. I tried getting a hold of him all day and I have yet to get a reply. So, hope everything is okay and he's doing all right. So, I'm gonna keep trying to get a hold of him. So, yeah, we're gonna be doing this live on my channel a little more often. So, and bear with me here. I'm new to this whole live streaming thing, and it only took, like I said, it only took me 2.5 minutes to get this going this time instead of 2.5 hours. So, getting her done. So, yeah, Diane. So I hope everything's okay. I wish I had his mom's phone number or so, or his uncle's phone number to call and see what's going on. Um, I mean, he does ride a bicycle around all over the place, and who knows? I hope everything's okay. So Lewis, if you're watching this, jump in here. Let us know you're all right. So he's supposed to help get me set up on StreamYard so we can keep the podcast going and get it done that way, especially when he's out on his little bike trip. He had to change all of his passwords because someone hacked into his phone through Facebook and stole a bunch of money. So he had to change all the passwords. Unfortunately, that's why Christy's not able to do it anymore. So, but come to find out, I just found out today over 500 million people's Facebook users' information was found in a hacker forum. So 500 million people's information was found in a hacker's forum. Phone numbers, personal information. So he may have been part of that. I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot of people. It's a lot of information. So yeah, if you're on Facebook, make sure you set up your password. Make sure you log out every time, and play it safe. Play it safe. I personally don't have a Facebook. All I have is Messenger, just for communication purposes. So, yeah, Christy, he doesn't put info on it either. As they got into his phone through Facebook to get into his other apps on his phone. So it was just a pathway into the phone. It doesn't matter. So I mean, almost a lot of people bank on their mobile phone. I know I have, my mobile app for my bank and stuff like that. So Diana, I think his got hacked last month. So everybody be careful. Make sure you set up all your passwords and make sure you got something you can remember and something that's going to be hard for people to find out. So, yeah, Sharon, these people are smart. That is for sure. Honestly, here's the way I look at it is if no matter what you do, no matter what security precautions you take, no matter what's implicated, what's in place, they're going to figure it out eventually. So, you know, unfortunately, it's a crappy world we live in today. I don't know how else to say it, but you know, there's a population of the world. There's a couple small handfuls of great people out there, and I've got one handful of great people out here, right here in this chat. So, Papa Craig C, how you doing, my friend? Glad to see you here. Oh. So yeah, I've just been dealing with the farm here, and the turtle's up from his 3 month nap. Uh, we hatched another monarch butterfly and let that go today. We got another 4 caterpillars out there. We're just waiting to fatten up and get ready to cocoon. So we'll grab those and put them in the little cocoonabator we got. And yeah, just been busy working and doing all that stuff and having these awesome dreams and hanging out. So, you know, what else we got here? Elizabeth Rojas, how you doing, girl? Yeah, butter. It was. We have yet to see one come out of the cocoon. We woke up one morning. The last one we did, we woke up one morning. It was out. This one, I had. My wife was texting me all day. I bet it's out by the time we get off of work. Stuff like that. Got home. Yep, it was out. And you got to hold on to them for 24 hours. So we put some cantaloupe in there, and it laps up the juice for some energy. And you got to hold on to it for 24 hours so it can get its wings and get it functioning, and they dry out and it can fly. And it came out yesterday, and we released it today. So it's actually pretty satisfying and stuff to see this butterfly fly away. You know, it's interesting that it goes from this caterpillar into a cocoon, and then out comes this huge butterfly. And it's insane to see how small the cocoon really is and what comes out of it. It's like, how do you fit those big old wings into this tiny little cocoon? But nature has a way. Nature is absolutely incredible. And when you start getting into it and stuff like that, nature's absolutely incredible. So, Christy, need to set up StreamYard too. Can you show me? I have no idea how to do StreamYard. I am not on StreamYard. I actually go live through YouTube itself and OBS Studio. And that's how I do it. I don't have StreamYard. So, this seems to work just fine for me. And I get it done. I get it done. So, Diana, no, I have not seen a cicada hatch out of its shell. That's probably pretty amazing too. Oh, but yeah, nature is really incredible. Really incredible. My wife, she's got her garden around back, which grows stuff for all the animals, because that way we know they don't have any pesticides or anything on them. Um, and we really have to buy very little from the store. Um, so all of our animals are rabbit or turtle or guinea pigs and stuff like that. They all get stuff that we grew. And out front here, she has a bunch of plants, and she purposely buys plants that attract and support life. Milkweed is what monarch butterflies are attracted to. And she's got tons of it out there. And we actually have 5 more caterpillars out there fattening up and getting ready to be a butterfly. So we'll have to, when they get fat enough, we'll throw some milkweed in the little cocoon cage here and stuff, and let them do their cocoon thing and come out a big beautiful butterfly. And she knows how to identify the males from the females, and the one we let go today was a female. So hopefully she'll go find her mate and come back and lay her eggs here, and we can protect and take care of those too. How you doing, Hoosier? Good to see you, man. But yeah, nature's crazy. Nature is absolutely incredible when you get down to it. Um, the universe is crazy. The universe is crazy. So much we don't know. There's so many things, so many forces at play that we don't even realize. You know, it's when you get down into quantum physics and stuff like that, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. So, um, Squatchaholic, where do you get the cocoons? Well, we don't get cocoons. They turn into a cocoon. They're a little yellow and black caterpillar. When they get ready to go into a butterfly and stuff, they take their little silk butt and attach themselves and hang upside down, and they just turn into a cocoon. And when the cocoon opens, it's a beautiful butterfly. So, again, nature, but yeah, it's it's really cool to be able to sit there and watch it firsthand and see it for your own eyes. It's really cool. A lot of people don't get to see that. Um, I think I will, when these caterpillars fatten up, I'll do a video of us putting them in. We just got this little net cage, and they just go up to the side, attach themselves, and a couple days later they're a cocoon. And I think this was 3 weeks. So it takes them about 3 weeks to develop into a butterfly, and they pop out a beautiful butterfly. So I'll document those stages and put it all together, and so y'all can see it. It's really cool. Oh yay! Sounds like my wonderful neighbor is back. If you hear some loud bass in the microphone, that would be my neighbor, who thinks it's cool to rattle people's windows with his stereo. So yeah, Diana, it does happen really quick. Yeah, it's only about 3 weeks and they're a butterfly. Actually, like looking at the cocoon right now, all split open still. I'll have to clean that out before we put the other caterpillars in there, but it's really interesting. But yeah, we get a lot of stuff out here. We got little brown and knoll lizards. We got alligator lizards. Back here we get squirrels and possums that we feed. I got a bowl up there full of food. Um, I actually had to separate a possum fight the other night. I was out here about 10:30 or something, and I just hear this horrible screaming. I was walking back there, and this big possum had this little possum cornered, and little possum screaming like a little kid would. And I just grabbed the big possum by the back of his neck, looked at him, and said, "No, we don't do that here. Leave him alone." And I put him up in the tree, and he took off, and the other little possum took off the other way, and it's like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy around here. So yeah, yeah. Well, they're not really toads. They're actually called Texas horned lizards or horned lizards. But yeah, they're actually not they're not toads. But that's just a term people have given them. But those are really cool. Those are really cool. A buddy of mine owns a pet store a couple cities over, and he used to go with them out to the desert to catch them, and he'd bring them back and breed them, and then sell the babies and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, Papa Craig. They without milkweed, you don't have any butterflies, and I do believe that the monarch is on the endangered species list. So um, if you know anything anybody can do to help that along and help protect them and get their populations up, great. You know what, Sharon? Yeah, possum. I don't know why people think possums are mean and stuff like that. Um, we've had probably 8 generations of possums. We actually had a mama possum bring her babies over here to show them where the food was because I've got a bowl up on the fence, and we could hand feed those babies and stuff like that and pet them and all kinds of stuff. But I mean, they look vicious and stuff. Actually, my sister has a pet possum, so she has a pet possum, and it gets along with the dog and the cats and all the other stuff. So um, you know, raccoons are worse. Raccoons are worse. I actually have to raccoon proof all of the cages around here because a raccoon, well, if it can get its hand in the bars and get a hold of something, it'll pull that animal out in pieces. Unfortunately, um, we don't feed the raccoons or anything. We don't want them coming around and stuff. But every once in a while, um, we'll get a raccoon, and I have one of those soft shot, one of those little plastic pellet guns, BB guns. Not very strong, but enough to put a sting on them. I'll pop them in the butt, and they usually just take off, go the other way, and we never see them for a while. So, you know, a long mouth full of sharp teeth always looks scary to me. Well, Have you looked at a normal domestic house cat? It has the same teeth. It's the same setup. It's the same teeth. I mean, I think if they had fur along their tail, people would probably think differently of them. But since they have that rat looking tail with no fur, people automatically subconsciously associate them with a rat. So, yeah, possum, you know what? Possums do make good pets, and so do skunks. And, as weird as it sounds, skunks make good pets. So, you know, and again, that goes to back to the whole thing earlier is don't judge a book by its cover. I grabbed that big one. I mean, that big one probably weighed 15 pounds, and I just looked at him. No, we don't do that here. And he never opened his mouth at me or anything. I think he was really kind of shocked, like, what the heck? You know what I mean? He just kind of looked at me like, dude means business, man. So, I mean, this possum was big, and the one he had was just very little, and it was just not a fair fight. It wasn't going down on my watch, that's for sure. So, It wasn't going down like that, you know. But yeah, the pointy nose, you know. But they're awesome animals. They're funny. Um, Sometimes I get three of them out here all sitting around the bowl eating. Next time I get that, I'll take a quick video of it for you. Um, Post it. So yeah, skunks are cute. I wish I could have a skunk, but it, California, there's weird laws. Weird laws absolutely doesn't make any bit of sense. Skunks are legal to have as long as it's a white skunk. You're not allowed to have a black and white skunk, only allowed to have a white skunk. What's the difference? There isn't any difference other than aesthetics. What are the chances of finding a white skunk? Slim to none. You know what I mean? So again, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't get it. I'm not gonna try and get it because that would just drive myself crazy trying to figure it out. But yeah, I am happy with our rabbit. I'm happy with the tortoise. The guinea pigs. Well, I don't recommend anybody getting guinea pigs as pets. Um, they take a lot. They're absolutely adorable. Don't get me wrong on that. They take a lot of time. They take. If you don't have the time or the money, the guinea pigs are not a good pet. So absolutely adorable, but they take a lot of effort. They take a lot of effort. So, and especially here in California, um, we have ours outside, and we got to be careful in the summer that they don't overheat. So I have a fan sitting here because it was actually 90 degrees today, and I have a heater in their pile of necessities for the winter because they'll freeze. So they take a lot of work. They're absolutely adorable, but they do take a lot of work. Um, I would have to say my favorite pet is definitely the tortoise. The tortoise is. My wife named him Touche because when she was growing up, there was a cartoon called Touche the Turtle, or Touche Tortoise. And I nicknamed him Dozer. Um, Dozer seems to be more fitting. He just, he's tiny little tortoise right now. He's only a couple years old, and he's got this little pit bull attitude. It's funny. So right, yeah, nowhere in the country can you have an eagle feather. I think that applies to any bird of prey. So I'm hoping the police don't see the hawk feathers I have in my truck. But I did find those on the ground. I did find them on the ground, and they did not come from. I did not take them from a live animal, and I think they're close enough to a turkey feather that I could probably say no, they're turkey feathers. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? These weird laws. You can't even have a freaking bird of prey feather, and it just it's weird. It's weird. So doesn't make any sense. So any bird of prey you're not allowed to even have a feather from. Oh, I'm glad authorities didn't see me and Lewis at the cave, you know, and then go investigate for themselves and see the three little baby owls that were in there. Uh, I think uh, I think that might have turned out very badly. depending on the authorities that caught us. Um, but again, we didn't know they were there. We didn't know they were there. Just checking out the area, and this is what we found. We left them alone, and I think I did get Mama on video when I was walking into Fletch's area one time. Big commotion up in the tree, and see this big, beautiful owl take off. It was really cool. Beautiful birds, beautiful birds. But we do have a lot of birds of prey up there. We have turkey vultures, like California condor. We have small peregrine falcons. We have red-tailed hawks. And there's one more that I'm forgetting. I think it's another type of vulture. But yeah, we got a lot of birds of prey up there. Really cool. Last week I think I got a couple on video. So how you doing, Randall? Glad you can make it, man. Harris hawks. Yeah. Those are really cool. Those are really cool. So, I'm sure we're probably going to be seeing a lot more birds of prey up in my area. As spring has sprung, and well, with spring come the rabbits. That place is littered with rabbits everywhere. Um, so we'll probably be seeing a lot of birds of prey up there and stuff, owls and hawks and falcons and vultures and all kinds of cool stuff. So it's quite an ecosystem up there, and people don't, unless you lived here. I mean, probably even most of the people that live here in Los Angeles County don't even realize that where I go is just literally considered LA County. Um, and they don't, they think of LA as just concrete everywhere and high rise buildings and stuff. And yeah, majority of it is. They don't even realize that there's 55,000 acres that are protected up there. There's deer, there's coyote, there's mountain lions, there's bobcats, foxes, and then all the birds of prey. You got rabbits and rattlesnakes and rat snakes and gopher snakes and all kinds of different lizards. It's a wilderness area. It's a protected wilderness area, and people don't realize that is LA County. It goes from where I go all the way to the ocean, and then all the way up north for 55,000 acres. It blew my mind when I found out how big it was. Absolutely blew my mind. So, it's all protected. Yeah, birds of prey are big. Yeah, yeah, I got a wild hair up my butt and started researching that area quite a bit, and found that it was 55,000 acres, and it is a protected wildlife conservation zone. Um, and it kind of got me wondering and stuff like what made it all of a sudden protected wildlife conservation zone. Because I used to ride my mountain bike up there. Many thousands of hours logged in up there on a mountain bike, and it wasn't a protective conservation zone back then. But that was 25 to 28 years ago. So, another thing we have up there is the dusky-footed wood rat. And those are supposedly on the endangered species list. And I see everywhere up there. So I don't know who you did the research into the areas and stuff to put them on the endangered species list. But let me tell you, they were looking in the wrong spot because they are not endangered in any way in my area. Absolutely not endangered, and they're big. They're the size of footballs, man. They're big. So, again, I don't know who did the research into that they decided to put them on the endangered species list, but they're not in my area, that's for sure. Yeah, the rats they're big. They're big. I mean, like I said, they're the size of an NFL football. At least their bodies. They're funny, you know. Them damn rats, you know. So I'm very happy to be getting these buckets with the lids, for sure. That'll keep that dang frickin' blue jay out of the buckets, and that'll keep the rats out of the buckets, and hopefully it'll solve a big problem providing the group can figure out the lid. I'm gonna put all the buckets up with their names on it. Hey, this is how you do it. Just do this. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Very simple. This is only here because of that blue jay. I kid you not, man. That blue jay sits there and waits for me to fill those buckets. That thing is, he is relentless. And over the past couple of weeks, I've seen that bird get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's kind of funny. So, kind of funny. Yeah, they do have attitudes, Diana. They absolutely do have attitudes. And they are smart. You are right. That bird he is quick with it. I kid you not. I swear that thing follows me all the way from my truck. He knows who I am. He knows where I park. He follows me. Right, Randall? That's pretty much what these dusky-footed wood rats are like, too. Those rats would make cats their pets. Yeah, put the cats on the leash and walk them, huh? And put up a fake owl. Well, it's crossed my mind and stuff, too, but at the same time, it's like I put up a fake owl, or is Mercy Fletch and Carl gonna think that it's a toy for them? You know, it might not. It might not last too long. They might. Huh? The bird's not moving. I walked up to this bird. It's not moving. Poke, poke, poke. Hey, wait a minute. It's not a real bird. I guess this is for us. You know? Who knows? Who knows? They are. The whole thing, the whole situation up there is really interesting. I mean, I started going up there doing the whole local mountain series, just exploring. I get tired of sitting around the house on my days off. Um, like I said, I got thousands and thousands of hours logged in on a mountain bike up there, and I just wanted to go explore, get out in nature. You know, I mean, go explore, and I didn't expect in any way, shape, or form to find Sasquatch out there, let alone four of them. And there are four. There's one that resides over on exit 1. And if y'all know what exit 1 is, you'll know that would be the first place that I started to explore. And I believe it's a female. That's about it. That's about it. Someone made a comment the other day that I should go back there and try putting some apples out and stuff for her, see what happens. Um, so that's also something we could look forward to. Hey, Randall, yeah, you know, um, Carl Cardon, he's he's old school traditional. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think definitely I'm gonna keep my beard covered up for a little while longer, and just out of respect, you know. Um, but it's really interesting to learn about their culture and their heritage and their society, you know, and it's really cool. They are very structured. They are very structured people. I think that is the best way um, to put that. They're very structured. Um, I don't know how many of you saw the 4-part series of Bigfoot from the Ohio DNR recently. Um, I came across that and found it very interesting that the DNR anywhere would do a series like that. Um, from what I understand, is that usually agencies like that, if they talk about Bigfoot or Sasquatch, they generally get fired, um, especially publicly, like they did. So I don't know what's going on there. Um, but I did make a comment on the last one, which was quickly deleted because of of a reply that I got, and yeah, it just put a foul taste in my mouth. So Diana, Ohio DNR, just go on YouTube and put Ohio DNR on, and it'll pop up. That's all you gotta do. And then there's a 4-part series, Bigfoot, and it wasn't any new information. It was just a lot of repeated stuff that this gentleman had found on the internet. Um, a lot of old stuff, the Patterson Gimlin stuff. Um, just nothing interesting. The gentleman heading it all up was all new to the whole Sasquatch thing, but um, he did throughout all of the entire series. He referred to them as animals, and at the end of the last episode, I left a comment saying they are not animals. It is not until you look one in the eyes that you realize how human they really are. And I think within 24 hours, I got a reply from somebody saying to take my medication. So, I'm not going to deal with it, so I just deleted it. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Squatchaholic, for putting that link up. I don't know how to do any of that. So, thank you for getting my back. So, yeah, apparently I need to take my medication because they're not animals. So, whatever. I don't have time to deal with it. I'm not going to argue with somebody who's probably never set foot in the woods a day in their life, and they're probably sitting in mommy and daddy's basement behind a computer that they bought them, eating Totino's pizza rolls and drinking Yoo-Hoo chocolate milk at 35 years old. So I don't have time for it. So I just deleted it. It ain't worth my time. You know what I mean? So, but I just find it very interesting that the Ohio DNR would even do a series like that. You know, a public series like that, because I know agencies like that get fired. You know, Max, I'm not worried about it. just deleted it and just moved on, you know? So, yeah, I've come across a lot of different people in my adventures. Um, Actually, my anonymous donator uh, has been watching my videos and asked me a bunch of questions and stuff, and I answered them the best I could. Of course, I could only answer what I can in relation to the group I'm seeing, and but they seem very interested. And I have a picture. I have the original screenshot that Bronzini Bigfoot sent me when I discovered them, and I could show that picture to 5 different people, and 4 of them would be like, "Oh, what am I looking at? I'm looking at a bush." And I go, "Okay, well then I give them another hint. It's on the right side of the picture." Okay, zooming in. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. There's people that see it, or there's people that don't see it, and then you'll get that one person that literally opens it up and goes, right there. And this anonymous donator was literally 30 seconds found it. 30 seconds found it. Really interesting. So there's people out, different types of people that don't believe it. They're not going to believe it until they have their own encounter. And there's people that don't see it when it's right there in front of the face. And then there's those people that go right to it. It's right there. Right there. It was so awesome to see that. And they're very interested, and they made a lot of donations. They ordered a lot of stuff online. They've given me stuff to take up there, and I really greatly appreciate it. And it's there's a lot of different people out there in this topic. Some people are just interested and curious. Some people are like me who want to learn about these people and their culture and their heritage and their structure, their social structures and stuff like that, which is really what I want to get into right now with them is their social structure. And finding out about the beard was incredible, and it made perfect sense. It made perfect sense. People wear uniforms. We wear badges. We wear ID cards. We have titles. Well, they don't wear clothes. How are they supposed to know who's who? Well, they do that by beards. They do that by their beards. So, yes, Max, those of us who get it, get it. You're right. Absolutely right. Randall Young, I have a question. Do you think they are put in areas to guard it? My area, as in Indian grave mounds, and where they are here. It is possible. It is absolutely possible they are strategically placed in areas to protect things. I'm sure a lot of you know that the Indian word, a lot of Indian words referring to them means protector of the forest or protector of the woods. Absolutely, I definitely think they are put in place um, to protect things, but I also think they're put in areas for a world balance because everything needs a balance. The universe needs a balance. The earth and all of its animals need a balance. It's all about balance. And it could be a little bit of both, you know? So, Max, should I shave? Well, that's up to you. That's up to you. I'm not gonna shave. I explained that to Carl. I'm not getting rid of the beard, dude. So here's a compromise. I just cover it up. Just cover it up for him out of respect. So, but again, that shows they know what we're talking about. They understand us. The pumpkin incident. For all of you that watched the pumpkin, I put pumpkins out for Halloween, and I wouldn't it be funny if I made a comment? Wouldn't it be funny if one of them picked it up, took a big bite, and dropped it? Oh, what happened the next week? We found a big pumpkin with a bite in it, and they dropped it. They heard me. They heard me. There's several instances where they heard me, and they gave me what I wanted. No, they hear you. They understand you, and each group is going to have an alpha that's in control. Um, the alpha in my area is Carl Cardon, and I disrespected him big time. And what happened? No one touched the buckets. No one touched the buckets. It wasn't until I apologized. It wasn't until I started covering up my beard that things started disappearing again. And bags started getting ripped open. So they know what respect is. They thrive on it. Respect is huge in their social construct. Absolutely huge in their social construct. So, you know, they hear you. They hear every word you say out there. They know your intention. They know whether you respect nature and them. They know all of that. They absolutely know all of that. And this is what I'm finding out now. So, wow, that was a weird little thing going on the screen. But it's interesting and stuff, and I'm super happy to be able to start getting into their culture and their beliefs and their uh you know their way of living. You know what I mean? It's absolutely incredible how structured Sasquatch people really are, and how strict they follow that structure. You know, um, I do believe with every generation, uh, Cardon, like I said, he's old school traditional. He's very strict on his structure and how they should react. I think Fletch and Mercy are a different generation, and they're more open to the whole contact with people thing. Cordon is holding him back, saying no, that's not how we do it. And it's really interesting. It's I hope to get deeper into it with them on their heritage and culture for sure. Randall, Randall Young, if you had to guess how many across the U.S. is the population, that's remains to be seen. It could be 5,000. It could be 50,000. They're not, like I said, they're not animals. They're people, and the thing that keeps popping into my head lately when I think of that is pre pre modern day humans. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Pre modern day humans. Basically, I'm sure you've all heard people say, oh, yeah, they're hybrids of us. No, flip it. We are hybrids of them. That's. They're ancient. Ancient, ancient, ancient beings. They go back a lot longer than our fossil records do. That is for sure. So, yeah, yeah, for sure. Definitely a struggle for them. Oh, good night, Sharon. I'll see you next time. Typical Watch says they were once like us. Well, maybe they were. Maybe they have never changed. You know? When I look at them, the first word that comes to my mind is ancient. Ancient, ancient, ancient. And I think that they've gone on they haven't changed. Um, yeah, they're very ancient people. So, Diana, how do you do that thing where it highlights the name? You have to put the ampersand at and then the person's name, and then it will highlight on that person's screen. Yes, I think you might be right, Max. We were once like them. Again, it goes back to the whole they're not hybrids of us, we're hybrids of them. So, yeah, we were once like them, not the other way around. So, there you go, Diana. So, it's very interesting to get into their personalities too, you know. Um, I've learned a lot about Fletch. I've learned a lot about Carl. I think Mercy might be held back a little bit by Carl. Um, she was the original one that I was started going out there for. Uh, me and her really kind of had a connection and stuff like that. But I think Carl is really kind of holding her back. Um, for obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. I get it. It's gonna be a slow process, and like I said, it's just like that guy standing right there. No, you're gonna have to go through me first, and I'm gonna make you work for it. So, and I'm gonna do that work. I'm gonna do that work. So, you know, it's kind of funny and stuff as time progresses. I started going out there with Mercy, and then I found Fletch's area. So I started going to Fletch's area, Then I found Mercy's area, and I found Carl's area, all in a straight little line, right on that hillside. And I've learned a lot, and I know why they go to that area. It's very strategic. It's almost militaristic. Um, it is at a section where a lot of trails converge, and they can literally sit in one spot and look in several different directions and just watch people all day long. It's incredible. Oh, Papa Craig, I can wear mine, right? I'm older than the dirt under the dirt. Well, I think they make. I think is a human being one of them. I think they still got you beat, buddy. I think you still got you beat. Um, I honestly don't think my beard was an issue until I did my jackassery and disrespected Carl. And then he made it an issue. Uh, which is fine. Which is fine. We all know he's the boss. And we figured that out on our own, that he's the boss. And I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the work. I'm just. I was actually talking with Diana King today. And I made a comment out there directed to Carl. And I said, you know what? Just because I screwed up disrespecting you, Fletch and Mercy shouldn't have to suffer for that. And the next weekend, the buckets were empty. He heard me and he agreed with me, and he allowed them to get their stuff. He hears every word I say out there. They're not far from me any given time when I am out there. I'm telling you, they are not far. The first Monday I went up there, oh my goodness, I walked to the front of the entrance on the big trail, and I swung around. I had just this energy feeling coming from that hillside behind me, and I'm going, there's one up there. Absolutely one up there right now, looking. There's one up there watching me right now. I don't know who it is, but there is one up there. It was so strong. That whole time I was in there, the air was just electrified. It was insane. I've never felt anything like that all the time I've been going up there until that Monday. Yeah, Diana King, yeah, you might be right. They know when I leave the house, for sure. For sure, they might know. I mean, like I said, they know her intent. I mean, and again, I brought up the whole energy tagging thing. They know where I live. They absolutely know where I live. Um, I can damn near guarantee that. Um, and I think if they want to, they can just move on and go do something else. Um, but if there's that connection and stuff, they're gonna keep that energy tag going for sure. And I think that is what's going on here, especially with the dream and everything. And I've had some pretty odd things happen around here that I can't explain, other than Sasquatch people. So, oh no, tornado alert, and he's in a tent. That is, at least it's only an alert. At least it's only an alert. Hopefully he's not out there cooking food and sees a big funnel coming towards him. Don't get, if you see a tornado, Max, do not get in the tent. Get under the car. You know what? You know what, Diana? We've actually had tornadoes here in Los Angeles. A couple years back, we had a couple of small tornadoes. About a 45-minute drive away from me. Pretty crazy. So, well, everybody, we're at an hour and a half. It's been an absolute pleasure and it's been a delight, and I'm glad to be able to do this with all of you. But I'm hungry. And I'm going to go eat some food. So, thank you all for coming. Sorry about the podcast. If anybody hears from Lewis, make sure to let everybody know that he's okay. Tell him to call me. And I will see you. We're going to do this more often. This was easy to do. I figured it out. I'm all set up now. And we're going to do this more. Maybe we can start doing it Tuesday nights. So I'll go out on Mondays, hang out with the group. Tuesday night we'll go live, and we can have a live discussion about what happened that following Monday. Sounds like a plan? I think that's what we'll do. So Mondays we'll go out, Tuesday nights we'll go live, and we can discuss what happened previously on Monday. So thank you all for coming. It's been an absolute honor and pleasure to do this with all of you. Like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I may not have a lot of subscribers, but the subscribers I do have are top of the line, cream of the crop, absolutely wonderful people. And I'm very fortunate to have y'all behind me and supporting me. And I appreciate that very much from the bottom of my heart. So, now everybody, remember, don't blame the Bigfoot. So, thank you all for coming. And we'll probably see you on Tuesday night. So, we'll go out tomorrow. This Tuesday we'll jump on live and we can talk about what happened tomorrow. Alright, everybody? One more hello. Hi, Mark. How are you? I was just leaving the chat. Sorry, buddy. So, everybody have a good night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Probably be a late upload. So, but there will definitely be an upload tomorrow. Alright? So if everybody's good with that schedule, I think I'm good with that schedule. And we'll do this we'll do videos on Monday, live chats on Tuesday, talking about the previous Monday or whatever. And yeah. So thank you all for coming, and I'll see you on Tuesday. We'll start it this week. So happy hunting, and don't blame the Bigfoot. Good night, everybody.